Hi, I'm Lucy, and I'm a native Winonan. Have you ever heard of St. Mary's University? If you haven't, today I'm going to tell you about it. St. Mary's is full of amazing activities, ones that most people don't know about. They have a whole trail system behind the university with trails ranging in beginner, intermediate, and advanced. There's also a frisbee golf course that anyone can use. It's fun for the whole family.
Once on County Highway 14, drive down until you see the entrance to St. Mary's University. Turn into it, follow the road all the way through, going through the speed bumps, past the church, past the gymnasium, past the dormitories, and down the road. Once you see the sign of St. Mary's, take a right and follow it all the way up to the volleyball courts. Then you'll be at the trailhead. There's a gate that takes you to the trailhead, but most of the time it's closed, so this is the route people normally take.
The trails here are used all year round. You can use them in the summer for hiking, or even in the fall with all the pretty trees surrounding. In the winter, you can ski, and they have them open to the public for cross-country skiing and a little bit of downhill skiing if you like the thrill. People come here in flocks to train for the Burka Binder every winter, and the trails just got a huge revamp. And even in the fall, sometimes they put on a haunted trail for those of you who like to be scared. In recent years, St. Mary's University has revamped their frisbee golf course, as you can see here. The course has 18 holes, and it gives you a full frontal view of the trails. You get to go all the way around, and there's beautiful hills and forests and lots of hidden treasures to explore. When I'm frisbee golfing or hiking, I get tired. So it's nice when you find little hidden treasures on the trail, like these lawn chairs on hole 14.
To give you the best information, we reached out to Jerry Chiganowski, a longtime supporter and user of the trails who helped kick the project into high gear.
Okay, so I'm Jerry Chiganowski, professor of computer science at Winona State University. My connection with the trails at St. Mary's goes back almost 50 years. I was faculty member at St. Mary's at that time. Brother Jerome and Brother John were good friends of mine. When the trail started, Brother Jerome was the leading person in terms of building them, but many people helped him and got to be good friends with him. Okay, so the trail systems have evolved through many different paths. In the early days, Brother Jerome kind of led the initiatives, and then people from time to time would help. He would use St. Mary's student help workers. After Jerome's passing, a group of Winona skiers, the Winona Nordic Ski Club, kind of assumed that role. But it's massive community involvement, both in terms of dollars, but more than dollars, it's been just massive amounts of donated time and effort. Well, the trail system is a multi-use trail, but it's seasonal. And so, we very much like to see cross-country runners, frisbee players, etc. out during the non-snow season, but ask them to realize that it is a cross-country ski trail and is restricted to that during the snow times. I personally use the trails for cross-country skiing. Many other people use them for running, Nordic walking, non-snow time events. And so it's not necessarily obvious to non-skiers, but foot traffic on a ski trail is not something that works well, especially in Winona, where we have sometimes marginal snow years. What other users don't realize is their footsteps are bringing up stones and dirt, and that can be very damaging to very expensive skis. Okay, I have completed 45 Birkies. I'm registered for next spring, so that'll be number 46. My brother and myself are probably the only two siblings that have skied 45 consecutive Birkies. There's only maybe 15 people that have skied that many or more. Oh, we're very happy, but always improving. This fall we fixed some erosion problems. We're in the process of acquiring a third snowmaker that we hope to be ready to use yet this season. And last year we added some lights to the trail, so we're constantly improving. But at this point, the improvements can be incremental because the basic system is sound and solid. Last year, 100% of our skiing was on man-made snow. That is a very, very labor-intensive process, and it's all done of volunteer labor. Yeah, and you've got very rigid temperature requirements. And last winter we had very few days that met those requirements. You know, we want a lot of people to come out and use those trails and to, you know, hopefully appreciate the time and effort that it's truly a community thing. It's a cooperation between St. Mary's, the community, many volunteers, skiers from the region, and it's, you know, because of that trail system, Winona has a very strong set of cross-country skiers, you know, high school champions multiple times coming out of Winona. That wouldn't have happened without that trail system.
I hope you enjoyed our doc and that you learned something new about the trails of St. Mary's. Now you can come here and hike or even frisbee golf with your friends.